Welcome to the Jess Turner Talk Show. I'm your co-host, Miss Laraine, and today we're going to speak on how one individual amongst many have overcome their disability and became their own boss by opening a business they love. Being born with a disability, whether physical or mental, has proven not to be an easy road to travel. Being disabled has its challenges, and those with a disability are frowned upon every day, even today. Many individuals have been discriminated against, turned down for positions, or overlooked because of their disability, but not for our guest today. I have with me the owner and founder of Inspirational Experiences, Miss Elizabeth Theresa. Miss Theresa, thank you for being on the show. How are you
Thank you
today?
for, I'm good. How are you? Thank you for
I'm
having
good.
me.
I'm blessed. Thank you. I'm glad you accepted the invitation. I'm excited about this because I know that there are a lot of people in this world that have some type of disability, and some
Yeah.
have given up on life. Some just go with the
Yeah.
flow of life and have no inspiration, no enthusiasm to get up and do something because
Yes, ma'am.
we can't operate within our disability.
Yes, ma'am.
So, before we begin speaking on your business, inspirational experiences, let's talk about life before. So, what does it mean to be autistic?
So for me to mean to be autistic, it means that I have been diagnosed with a sensory processing disorder that causes issues with my emotions. It causes issues with my sensory overloading, causes issues with my medical, causes a lot of things that can cause frustration, overwhelmed senses. It can cause me to just have a mental breakdown one day, have a panic attack. It really means that it's not just a diagnosis, it's not just a label. It's something that is possible to work through, but you have to have the right doctor, the right team, and the right guidance in order to get through that.
Okay, thank you for explaining that because there are a lot of people who they think they know what being autistic means, but looking at you and we haven't met in person, but just over like this interview that we're doing. Anyway, if I would look at you, I wouldn't know that you are because you're so forthgoing. You're
Mm.
outspoken, and most artistic I don't know if you've seen the movie The Sixth Sense. The autistic boy,
Yeah.
he's kind of
Yes.
withdrawn. Yeah, and I
Yes.
know many artistic people are, they kind of withdrawn a little bit, but you're
They
outspoken. I
do.
like that about you. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with being autistic, what challenges in life did you face as a child?
Social cues, struggle to keep my grades up in school. I had a hard time with sensory overload. I had a lot of panic attacks, a lot of meltdowns, a lot of, redirection that I had to go through in order to learn certain behaviors were not acceptable, certain things that we need to work on, PT, OT, speech, you name it, I've had it. And I've just been, pushing every day because learning that I have this and these struggles has made me persevere through because if there's a family that's just starting on their journey or they've been on their journey for a while but they're stuck in the middle, then they know that there's an inspiration because not only do I have this journey, but I do inspirational speaking where I could tell my story and help those who need me in their journey.
Okay, well, thank you. And that's very, very, very good to hear. And now, as an adult, have these challenges heightened?
As an adult, yes, they have heightened. I've had a lot of more sensory processing overload issues come up. I've been getting more medically fragile, which means I'm having more back-to-back infections. Just diagnosed with lupus, going through having what is they call it the chronic thing where your stomach celiacs. Having
Mm.
celiacs, going through a lot of fatigue every day, muscle aches, joint pains, going through a lot of tiredness where I can't function, being on a lot of medications, like hydroxyzine, trazodone, prazorin, and a lot of other meds just to regulate who I am and help me to be able to get through what I'm going through right now. And that's where all these struggles have taught me, no matter what I'm going through, keep going because I'm here for a reason and it's going to be great.
Okay, well, bless your heart, and like I said before, that, some people can just have one disability or just one thing wrong with them and they just throw in the towel, that's the end of my life. There's nothing to live forward to, but you keep going. You keep
Yes,
going.
ma'am.
like that about you. And I guess that's where a little bit of that inspirational come in from your business. Okay, so you mentioned in the video on your story on Facebook, I had the opportunity to view it and get some pointers for this show. You had concerns about things such as, will you ever be normal? Would you ever find love or a soulmate? Are those concerns still concerns today?
Absolutely not. I've been so lucky and so blessed. Back in October of 2018, I met my then boyfriend, now husband, and we met on a dating website and met for the first time and went to the Cincinnati Zoo.
Wow.
And when we did that, it was love at first sight. We had so much fun with the Christmas lights and really just getting to explore and talk and laugh and, cry together. And it's been really great. And ever since I got engaged about 2 years ago in 21, I got married the same year in November on the 13th. We got married at the beautiful Milltown in the Green in the historic area. It's
Mhm.
really beautiful. And I am now 5 years with him, 2 years married. So I'm very blessed.
Congratulations. Oh, congratulations. And you're
Thank
still in
you.
the honeymoon stage too.
Yes,
Until you
ma'am. We are
reach
still.
5 years.
Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. We're still learning how to get through like all the challenges that we face, like finances and things that have
Hmm.
been really difficult on us because that's one of the things we'll be talking about, but not keeping the job has really made it hard on me to make my husband have to try to pay everything. And when it
Yes.
gets down to that, then I have a struggle because it's like, how do I be me when I have to go through everything that I've gone through? So yes, but we keep pushing every day and we just keep, making it happen. So yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. You also mentioned in your video that you've had to overcome certain obstacles. Can you explain about some of those obstacles that you had to overcome?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. So multiple step directions is my hardest one. If they give me like, 10 tasks at work, I've got
Hmm.
to then go back to them and be like, hey, can you clarify? Can you break this down? Can we go into smaller chunks because I'm getting overwhelmed? So definitely multiple step directions. Social cues, not knowing how to read people's emotions or what they're feeling at the moment when I'm feeling like, a certain way. So it's very hard for me to do that, being able to keep up with like just the high anxiety of the everyday flow of what's really going on of people's lives and just being like, okay, are they mad at me, are they happy, are they sad, are they angry, like what's going on right now because I feel this way but they feel that way and I
Yeah.
don't know how to approach it. So yes, ma'am, it's been hard.
Okay. But you keep on going, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Keep pushing through it. That's
Yes, ma'am.
good for you. Now, you're married. Is your spouse autistic?
He is. Yes, ma'am. He is. So he was diagnosed back in 2022, almost 2023, and um he has now been a year on the journey with me, and I am forever grateful for him, and I love him, and he makes everything a little bit easier for me because he is my soul when I'm having a moment, but then when he's having a moment, I'm his soul because I get to tell him that, no matter the meltdown that you have, I'm always going to stick by you and I'm always going to be with you. So it's really nice just to have the two of us leaning on each other because to that, you don't know how powerful that is. And it
Yeah.
really is because we understand each other. Although, yes, he may have a meltdown, I may have one too. We could still stop and talk it out. And it
Hmm.
gets better with that. So, yes, I am very blessed to have a husband with autism and I love him dearly, as you could
Good
tell.
for you. Good for you. Good for both of you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you.
The challenges within your marriage of both of you being autistic, do you find sometime that, um, well, do you have any challenges? I know you mentioned about work that was kind of, you know, adding a burden to the already,
Yeah.
stressful situation. Um, do y'all have any other challenges as far as each other being artistic?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of times we have our moments where, I'm tired, he's tired, we've
Mhm.
just both walked in the door, we're exhausted, he wants to eat, I want to go lay down. It's just like sometimes we clash, we have our moments, but in the
Mhm.
long run, we work through it because we're like, you know what, stop, calm down, we're gonna eat, I'm gonna make dinner, we're gonna go lay down, it's gonna be a quiet night, like, put the dogs home, let them eat, feed the cats and then
Mhm.
we're done. And, although he may scream, he may have his moments because he doesn't understand how to express his emotions like I do. That's where it comes hard because people think, oh, because he's yelling at you, he may be abusive or he may be verbally abusive or mentally abusive. And I've had to tell it to so many of my friends of like, you don't understand autism then because it's not abuse. It's his way of saying that he doesn't know how to express how he's feeling. So it's been
Yes.
a lot of obstacles with my friends to try to get them to understand if you don't understand my journey, then you don't belong in my life.
Right. And you know what? Until a person's actually in your shoes, in your
Yeah.
position, they can't understand. And
No,
and I'm
they can't.
and it's very fortunate that he has you because both of you are still learning each other.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
and like you said, y'all have your ups and your downs, but you're there to lean on one another. When one is up, the other one's down. It's a healthy balance that I'm
Yes,
seeing.
ma'am.
What
Always.
I'm hearing.
Always.
Good, good. So, who has offered you the most support in your journey?
I would have to say my pediatrician, back when I was little in New York, Dr. Stephen Grello. He started me on my journey with autism, diagnosed me at 13. I moved out of New York at 21, met my pediatrician in New Braunfels, Texas, Dr. Brett Ernest. He had me for about 5 years. And
Mhm.
then now I've just progressed on to Morgan's Wonderland at the MAC in San Antonio. And my new pediatrician, Dr. Sparkman, has been the utmost, like, most helpful, most understanding, most loving doctor that I could ever ask for. If I need to talk to him, he always answers messages. He gives Rob his cell phone number. So if I need him after hours, he's always open to setting referrals for things that we think maybe, need to be seen or guided through.
You have a job now. Has it always been easy to find a job and hold down a job?
It has not. All my life I've, done jobs like daycares, behavioral techs at schools, working as a nanny. I've really tried to find my belonging where I fit. And every time I think I'm getting comfortable, after a week, I'm fired. And thanks be to God right now that community options just came into my life. And when I say literally just fell into my life, I
Hmm.
started researching for a job online, and on Indeed it said AmeriCorps Vista, which means it's a year-long contract project for a company in the local San Antonio area. And I was like, what does this mean? How much does it pay? Is it worth it? Like, will I make friends? And I am so grateful for this opportunity to open because my job is so aware of special needs because that's what they do. They work with special needs every day to
Yeah.
provide services like housing, helping with job resume writing, helping them make sure that they have clothing that they need, like things like that. And with that being said, I've opened up to my boss, and I went to my boss yesterday, Sam, and I said to him, Sam, I know that you confronted me yesterday and said, like, I was a little loud. I'm sorry if I was distracting people. I am autistic, and I want to reiterate that you do understand that I am autistic and that my other boss Daryl has told you what to expect with me. And he goes, absolutely, I wasn't doing it to be mean. I was just helping you because you were upset with the funeral thing. I was like, okay, I just want to make sure that we're both on the same page and that we're good to go. So he's
Mhm.
like, absolutely, take as much time as you need off, and I will see you when you get back. And without that, I don't know where I would be today because now I'm like, okay, I could leave for Ohio and not have to worry about being fired while I'm gone, and I'll come back and I'll still have a job. So they've
Yes.
saved my life and they've really turned things around, hopefully for good.
Well, good. And I commend AmeriCorps. Am I saying?
AmeriCorps, yes.
I'm glad that you found them and that they're
Thank
available
you.
for people
Thank
out there.
you.
Now let's talk about the name, inspirational experiences. Where did the
Okay.
name come from?
So inspiration, because I do inspirational speaking. I do inspirational, like, blogs and online live videos. And just through that, I was like, well, I am an inspiration to people. So why
Hmm.
not inspirational? Because I inspire them to think differently about the diagnosis. And that's where inspirational came from, is to inspire people to think differently about the special needs community. So then I brought that in and I said, but wait, we want to do sensory friendly events year round for families of all parts of Texas, all ages are welcome. So I said, what can we add to the inspirational to make it official? So we
Mhm.
start saying now we're like inspirational sensory fun, inspirational this. I'm like, no, no, no. And then finally, inspirational experience was written down, and I was like, ding, 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 like it's it.
We got a
And
winner.
we got a winner. And now
Hmm.
with that company, we get to provide sensory friendly events year round. Our
Yes.
next one is upcoming on October 31st. It's going to be our trunk or treat. It's going to be in New Braunfels. And then follow that one by our Sensitive Santa on December 9th of 2023. So I'm really looking forward to pushing forward and starting over next year with a bigger, badder event. And it's going to keep growing as we go.
All right. Are these events here in New Braunfels or in San Antonio? Where are they
So
going to?
they're going to be in New Braunfels. We are trying to find a second venue within San Antonio, so that way next year in 24 we can transfer to San Antonio or in the middle between somewhere. That
Hmm.
way everyone is welcome to come because I know there's so many families that are like, I'm from Dallas, I'm from Houston, I'm from Temple, I'm from. You're
Yeah.
welcome. It may be a commute, but we would still love to have you. So we're
Yes.
trying to find a happy medium for everybody.
Okay. Well, good. That's good to know. So, who is your targeted audience with your business?
Who is my target audience? Families with special needs, really.
Hmm.
I do well with working with families with special needs because I understand them, they understand me, and it's a happy medium to be able to give them resource vendors and sensory bins and cookie decorating and letter making and Santa photos and Halloween trunk or treats and just to be able to have that downtime to be like, wow, I fit in, I feel
Hmm.
home. That's what I want to do is I want to target the special needs community to know that no matter what they're going through, they're never alone because I will be here with them every step of the way.
Okay. So, what is your business? What do you do?
My my business, I have two. So my first one is the 501(c)(3) Inspirational Experiences, where we provide the sensory friendly events year round. And then my second business is called Inspirational Photo Booths. So we come out, we do dances, weddings, quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs, anything and everything. But instead of doing it for the whole community, we want to focus on just the special needs families that don't get to have that low key process of turn down the lights, dim the music, make sure it's a quiet little event for the families to enjoy. And that's what I want to do is I want to go into event planning so that way I can provide that for those families that may not have those moments to enjoy during their life.
Okay. I know that your target audience is for families that have, special needs, children, and so forth. But it is open to the general public if anybody
Yes,
wanted to
ma'am.
hire you.
It's open to everybody. Everybody is
Okay,
welcome.
good. Okay, that's good to know, and I'm sure the audience would like to know that as well. So, why this type of business? Why was these businesses chosen?
So why these two types of businesses? One, back in Ohio when I met Rob, at the time he was working for another photo booth company back in Dayton, Ohio, called Picture Perfect Photo Booths.
Hmm.
And I kept asking him, like, how come I have to stay with your friend at home every time you go to work and I don't get to go with you? Like, what is it? What do you do? What is the purpose of a photo booth? So then I started telling him every day, I'm like, I don't want to stay with Patrick. That was his friend who was like a kind of like a medical aide, but a nanny, kind of like, the helper of the family for Rob and me. So I kept telling Patrick, I don't want to stay home. I want to
Hmm.
go. I want to see what he does. So one night Patrick and I packed up and we brought my juice and all my things I needed. We lasted about 2, 3 hours because I was ready to crash. Rob had a 4 or 5 hour event. So I went and I was like, whoa, you get to take fun photos. You get to have props. You get to dim the lights. You get to like just be in your glory and feel beautiful. And that there's like that's it. That is me. That is what I'm meant to do because I want to get back to the special needs community and tell them no matter what kind of photo op that you need, we're gonna provide it. Because a lot of families aren't able to go to high school prom. They can't go to their dances because it's too loud. They can't attend sports because it's overwhelming. Like I just want to give them that. So this year we're bringing big and bad, and this year we will be incorporating specialized sports to the special needs community. And what does that mean? It will be accessible and adaptive. So we'll have coaches who are trained in special needs. They'll do like 6 to 8 week courses. They'll work with the kids on, getting their sport to where they need to be, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, swimming, karate, whatever they want to do, dance, musical theater. We're going to offer it all, and we're going to go big and bad this year. So I'm excited.
Wow. Wow. I really didn't understand until you just brought something out about the noise level, the light level, how
Yep.
it can affect someone that is autistic. And by
Yes.
you providing these type of services to these families where their child wouldn't go to the high school prom or the high school dance, the high school ball, that this is now available to them, that this is alternative and other people can still come, but it's catered to
Yes, ma'am.
the young man or woman that is needing to have this. I really applaud you for this service.
Thank
I didn't know what
you.
it really entail, but this information is actually very good, and I'm glad it's going to get out there to the public so that they'll know
Well,
about.
here's something else. If they want to come and meet me in person, I will be at a special needs pageant down in Webster, Texas on October 13th. It's called the Dash Gordon Foundation. They do the same thing that we do, but in Houston. And,
Okay.
I wouldn't want to miss a beat. So if they want to come meet the owner and get to know what services are really provided for both areas of Houston and San Antonio, it's a
Mhm.
win-win. The
Okay.
tickets are free and they could just come enjoy a special night. There's going to be photo booths and food and dimmed music and special sensory bins, and it's just going to be an
Okay.
amazing night.
All right, great. And if you, well, I'll probably put it at the end of the show anyway for anyone that's interested in contacting you, and of course going to this event that you just mentioned on October 13th.
Yep.
Okay.
And right now, the biggest need that we really need is sponsors. We need sponsors to help us provide the materials that we need for the rest of this year and for the beginning of next year for all of our events. And that's where we're not getting, look, I need grant writers, I need funding, I need help
Hmm,
buying supplies. If we can do that, we can serve the special community one day at a time. And I always
yeah.
make this a statement: together, we make a difference in this special needs community.
Yes, and finding a grant writer. Of course, they want their fee up front, and there's really no
Yep.
guarantee that you'll get a grant. And
Yep.
so that's a challenge for a lot of nonprofits. So you're not
Oh,
by
yeah.
yourself. And my final question, if you could say something to those watching our show who might be autistic, what would you say?
I'm so lucky that you're here to watch and really see that you can do anything that you put your heart to, because no matter the challenges that I keep going through, I'm never going to give up. And that means that you don't give up, because if you give up, then you're giving the people what they want. They want to see us fail. They want to see us break. They want to see us have a panic attack. You got to rise above that and show them who you can really be. And I believe in you.
Very good, very good. And, we've come to the end of the show, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Jess Turner Talk Show. And I want to thank our guest, Miss Elizabeth Theresa from Inspirational Experiences. It has been a joy, and I've learned a lot. And so thank you again for being on the show. And
Thank
as
you
our
for
host,
having me.
oh, you're welcome. And as our host, Jess Turner, always says, don't ponder it in your heart. Let's talk about it on the next Jess Turner Talk Show. Everyone, have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.